Hello everyone and welcome to the second week of the Wellbeing at Work module. This week we're going to be looking at work-related stress. So it's extremely common nowadays to hear and read reports in the media that a recent survey has shown that stress is a major problem in the workplace, both in the UK and internationally. This is a trend that's been ongoing for many years and indeed many decades now, yet we're seemingly no closer to preventing this from being the case. In fact, a global survey by Regis in 2014 found that 53% of employees reported that they're closer to burning out now than they were 5 years ago. The Health and Safety Executive, or HSE, ran a labour force survey in the UK in 2014 to 15, and they found that stress accounted for 35% of all work-related ill health and 43% of all working days that were lost due to ill health. Note that these survey results and much more can be found at HSE's website, the link of which is on your page now, which is an excellent source of information about work-related stress and how to tackle it. Work-related stress may be due to escalate even higher in the wake of the UK's decision to leave the EU, as this will impact significantly on policy and practice in many sectors globally, with subsequent changes to job roles and functions and potential job losses as businesses in the UK move their headquarters overseas and/or trading relationships begin to change. The figures that I've said so far about work-related stress might not come as a surprise to you. Consider, for example, how often you hear friends, colleagues, and family, and perhaps even yourself, saying how stressed you are. But what do we actually mean when we talk about stress in the workplace? This unit will encourage you to think about stress from a theoretical and practical perspective as psychologists, rather than in the more colloquial way that many of us use the term in day-to-day life. Crucially, although this is a unit in its own right, stress will pop up time and time again in this module. So it's really important that you get to grips with the phenomenon of stress in the workplace, its antecedents and its outcomes. As such, the objectives for this unit are, firstly, for you to be able to describe the concept of work-related stress and its key outcomes. In particular, you should have a good grasp of how definitions of stress have developed over time and the complex nature of stress at work. Secondly, you'll need to be able to describe the major causes of work-related stress. This is crucial as a practicing occupational or business psychologist, you may be asked to work out why employees in a business are reporting high levels of stress, and you'll need to have an idea of where to start. Thirdly, you need to be able to identify and critically evaluate 4 popular models of work-related stress. So this is to promote you to think critically about how stress comes about and to think about applying theoretical approaches in practice. Then you need to be able to discuss individual differences in the prevalence and experience of work-related stress. As psychologists, we know that there are individual differences in how people perceive and respond to the world, so we'll be looking at how this impacts on work-related stress in this unit. And lastly, I'm looking for you to be able to describe interventions for work-related stress and summarise evidence for their effectiveness. We'll be covering what can be done to tackle stress in the workplace and research evidence for the effectiveness of different interventions, as well as what's done in practice. So this week's Blackboard discussion topic is for you to discuss your own experiences of work-related stress interventions. What level, so primary, secondary or tertiary, and we'll cover this in the unit, have you come across? How effective did you think the intervention was and why? Now, as I said in the introductory presentation, I'd really strongly encourage you to engage with the Blackboard discussion topics. It's a great opportunity to speak to the academic staff and each other about this topic and really engage with your learning. I'll be available to contact on Blackboards and via email, and if you'd like, I'm more than happy to arrange a Skype call or a phone call to speak to you. I hope you enjoy this unit.